Hello everybody, hope you're having another blessed day. In today's video we are back in the game of Wizard101 for yet again another PvP guide. Now in today's video we will be talking about the level 140 Cosmic Fire PvP, and I'm giving you guys 3 different gear options I feel like you can do in modern day PvP. Alright, this is talking about the recent update where basically resist is king also. Now, the first 2 I'm going to be showing us today is going to be more, I call it the pay to win, which means you're going to have to do a couple of crowns items. However, the third option I would say is technically all PvE gear available, at least stuff you can get while questing or doing random stuff at dungeons and stuff like that, okay? So with that in mind, let's get into the first one, which is one I basically like the most that does have basically really good resist. Now, keep in mind, one of my pets is not exactly what the talent it needs to have yet, mainly because I'm waiting until July, where he does give the Maycast Grace, the 5 Jewel, and then I'll be putting that on. So, just keep in mind, with all the stats today, this adds 6 resist to what the resist is currently. Alright, so starting off, this is one of my first sets, and this one starts out with about 93, almost 9,400 health for a fire, which is pretty cool. If you've seen recent videos, it's because of a new robe, which we'll talk about what that robe was from in a little bit. Now, damage, we're going a little bit lower on damage than I typically am, and it's going to be 120 damage, which is still pretty solid. And this right now is showing 55 resist, which actually is going to be 61 flat resist, which is pretty good for PvP, especially since, resist is king nowadays. Now, we're also going to be rocking 100% accuracy, because I want to always make sure accuracy is at least 100%. Since if you fizzle a spell, well, you're just going to be really ticked about that. Alright, now, we do drop a critical a lot, okay? Mainly because we don't really need crit much in PvP right now, mainly because people are going high block, and block is basically like an extra added resist. So critical is not going to really do that much anyways, and the critical rate is kind of different how it used to be, so having lower crit doesn't mean you're not going to crit anyways. It is how often, really, something like that, okay? So we're just going to do like a multiplier. But yeah, our block is phenomenal. We're doing 436 to every school, when we have 486 to ice, and even 506 to storm. So there's a good chance when I can get crit on by those 2 schools, especially for storm. We're rocking a pretty nice solid 33 pierce, which technically could be 34. Somehow I had like 1 or 2 of my pet talent, which is a little too low. So, you know, it's 3 pierce instead of could be a 4 pierce, okay? So keep in mind, if you was going for the stats, you could potentially have 34 pierce, which is pretty nice, I dare say, when you do have to worry about 60 plus resist, regular schools, and ice and having like 80 again. Yeah, it feels good. Now, pit conversion are also going to be a little lower, at 495, but we don't really care much about that. Our power pips are going to be 98. But due to what today's meta is, there is a lot of use of like Dark Pack and Empower. So dropping that new pit is not bad at all, especially if you have like a Knowledge Unleashed. And those spells like that, it has like the 5, the 3 pip, the 1 pip. So even if you do get that one rare white pip, it's not going to kill you and you still use it in your combo, even like with Fire Dragon. There's ways to use it, okay? So it's not too bad. And our shot pip rate is going to be 119, which is still pretty good for this setup, since you are going to more resist setup. Now, the gear we're going to be talking about now. The gear is going to be the Turquoise Eagle's Mantle. I saw someone using the video. Put it on stats, it's really nice. Now, typically people have been using the Shadow Master's Ire, but the only reason I'm not using that currently, because I put this on, I do not have 100% accuracy. Checking it out real quick. My accuracy, yeah, my resist goes a little bit lower, my damage goes up, and all that stuff, but my accuracy goes down to 27, which means you will probably fizzle eventually your shadow spells, and I don't like that happening, so we're going to avoid that. And it does change our power to 99, but we don't care about that. Critical goes higher, pierce goes up a little bit, yeah, it's good. But I do like having the change for 100% accuracy, and this does give you a lot more health as compared to the mouse there. It gives you over 300 more health, it does give you the accuracy, and it does give you 1 more resist, which is pretty nice, so you do lose that shadow pip rating. So we're going to use that. That is from a Crowns pack. Let's see if we get the Turquoise Robe. Pretty good. Next one is going to be this new robe everyone's going on about. And is it broken? Heck yeah. It's going to be the Mortis Overcoat. Now, this is comparing to Dragoon. One, it gives you over 300 more damage. Over 300 more health. It also gives you 6 more resist. It also gives you almost 20 more block, and it gives you 2 more shot pip rate. You do lose 1 pierce, you lose 4 accuracy. And that's it. So is this better than Dragoons for some schools? Heck, yes. At night it should be better for all schools. I'm pretty sure we saw it was compared to Ice. It was just literally just better than Ice. Same resist, more Shadow Pip, maybe even more health. Ridiculous. But yeah, this thing gives over 1,800 health, which even compared to like you using Mouse Stairs, it's 1,200. Right. So I've been using previously is a Spooky Carnival, but comparing to Spooky Carnival, you're only losing 2 resist, but you're gaining 4 Shadow Pip, you're gaining 70 block, you're gaining 4 Power Pip, and you're gaining 860 health, which doesn't entirely takes away that 2% resist. Yes, you're going to lose that 6 accuracy, which is why we kind of ran into a problem about having that chance to fizzle, but you do get 2 pierce in exchange, so that's definitely a good trade-up. Alright, and also this is from the new Mollybone pack, which, you know, checking out the Crown Shop over here. Going to packs, it's going to be this Motorist pack right here. It's honestly not that hard to get. I've probably spent about 5,000 crowns and I got mine, alright, so if you want to get one, just buy 10 bucks crowns, you're most likely to get it pretty quick, but these are not that rare to get. Alright, boots, I would still say it's going to be Dragoons, mainly because if you want to be, well, except for PvP, you want to be able to get this set bonus, okay? You want at least the free set bonus because you want to get that extra damage and the extra accuracy. That is crucial. After that, you don't need any more. Which is why we're doing Dragoon Boots. We're going to do Dragoon Avon with the Power Pip Jewel since we don't need the accuracy. Mainly because we have a turquoise hat. And then we're also going to do Dragoon Amulet. Now, I do like the Dragoon Amulet as compared to the Uber, even though Uber gives you that 2 more resist, a little more health, and an extra accept block, or accept resist. But what I like about the Dragoon Avon is that the Amulet is that it also gives you those 2 Fire Dragon cards, which is pretty good in today's meta when people are doing heavy resist. So you do have run into the chance of people to using minions, okay? So this kind of basically your generic minion killer and do solid flat damage. Now for ones, we're using the Executive Thermometer, alright, and I like this a lot. Now the second option will be the Foster Avenger, if you're going to use a different one. The only time I'll say you would use this is if you do have either the mount, which I do not, or if you have a pet that has your talents. I'll be showing you guys later on my pet in just a second. But since I don't currently have that on the Execusaur or the Philosaur, I'm using Executive mainly because it does also give you 6 more pierce since this setup does not have a lot of pierce, and it does also give you 5 more Shadow Pip rating to help with that, though we do lose a little bit of critical and we lose a little 1 more damage. So, you know, there is the trade-off there, but I do like getting that 6% more pierce. Now also, before we go to the pet, we're also going to be rocking the rock mount, mainly because when we get those power pips up, without that we'll be at 95. And I don't really like 95, that seems pretty low to me. Best ring is going to be the Mouster Darkmoor ring. Okay, the Cena of the Fire King, mainly because as compared, I don't think I have it on me. But basically, since they took the pierce off of the last PvP rings, no one's going to use it now. This has better power pip and more damage, so all in all, better ring. So every school's using this. And then for pet, this is my Shaggy Honey. I will say the Ifrit. If you're not going for like your Philosaur set bonus, Ifrit for fire is probably your best pet right now, okay? Unless you get one. Let's see, like this pet here is another option you can go for. Maybe because when you take it to Epic, or even to Mega, it does give you I think it's a 2-pip shatter. So it gives you a tower shield and a 2-pip shatter. So you can go up that route also if you want to go for that kind of strategy, if a 2-pip shadow strategy. Up to you, and I also do believe there is a pet coming out that has 2 2-pip shadow spells that will give you, so if you don't want this pet, you can wait till that one comes out. But yeah, Shaggy Honey is a pet right now that is Mighty, Armor Breaker, Proof, Sniper, and Dealer, and I'll be stocking on a Maycast Brace to Fly Jewel, so I'll add that, that's where that 6 resist is going to come from, okay? And I say this is the best pet because this one is very good in situations. If you don't know, if you basically got yourself out of a tough spot or near the end of the match, you can easily just drop an Ifrit. It's basically a high damage spell, and also I'll basically say it's a free stun. Because if you hit him for the 9% infree, they're not going to hit through that. It ain't going to do jack no matter what spell to use and how many blades. It's going to do less than probably like 2,000 guaranteed no matter what they're doing. So this is very crucial to kind of get you out of those kind of tough spots. Alright, so this is basically what I say is your heavy defensive setup again. It's like 61. This is what a lot of people are running, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to show you a second option real quick. Alright, and this is what I would say is a more offensive version, but still pretty good stats, and it's still kind of pay to win, okay? So changing some stuff out, changing just a little bit of things around, and now our stats went up from 93, 88, went up by about 80 health to 94, 66, and you see our health dropped by about 10, but for that 10 health resist, we went up to 18 damage, okay? So we're going more offensive with this setup. Also, our accuracy went from 31 to 35, so still 100% accuracy. Our critical went up by about 200. Our pierce dropped by about 5. And now our shadow rating is 128, so up by 9. Our power pip conversion is up to 735. And our power pips is now at 100. So this is the one that'll get you 100 resist. Now keep in mind again, you know I'm going to be adding 6 to this, so this is actually 51 resist. So, you know, 51 resist with 138 damage, I don't think that's that bad. You know, still having really high health, 100% accuracy, 100% critical, 100% power pip, great shadow rating, good pip conversion, good critical, decent pierce. This is definitely no option you can run if you want to be more offensive. To get this, you know, we didn't change the rock, the pet stays the same, the ring stays the same. We're going with the Uber amulet just because we want to get that resist back, because we're going to change up some of our Dragoon stuff we're using. So we'll be using the amulet. Let's get that extra health and the extra resist, 2 more resist basically. We'll stick in Dragoon. Dragoon amulet's the best one still because it gives it a high health, high damage. We still going to be switching. Alright, I think I may have switched these around a little bit, so actually we'll switch back to executives. See what that does to our stats. So actually our pierce goes back to where it was. So our pierce actually does not drop, we lose a little bit of health there, so keep in mind the little slip up there. Alright. We keep the Dragoon boots, best boots in the game. We keep the robe, and basically the big thing change, we go to Dragoon's helm, okay? So we're giving up that about 10 to 12 resist, but we're supplementing that for that 30% damage, good shadow rating, the accuracy, and also the pierce and power pip. As compared to say the turquoise hat, you know, it gives you about 33 more health, gives you that 5%, 4% more power pip, gives you 4 more accuracy, gives you 1 more pierce, gives you 17 more damage, 162 critical, and 14 shadow pip in exchange for basically 12%. So, you know, it's up to you if you want to go more offensive. Now, I want to show you real quick also, if you go to the Foster Avengers, and let's say, here's the one I've been working on a little bit, it got Furnace, unfortunately, instead of the Mighty. But let's say this was on here, we switch over to that, you know, this would be actually 146 damage, and this would actually be 51 resist. Just keep in mind. And I'll show you guys real quick what that would look like on the Eder set also, if you do want to go over that route. So we switch over to that, we'll switch to this. We'll be adding again 2 more resist and 1 more damage to this. So this actually be 129 damage, and this would be 61 resist again. So, you know, there's some options you can go with. Besides that, it doesn't really change. You do lose some of that pierce or whatever, but you know, it's up to you. Alright. Now, with that, we got one more set I want to show you guys real quick, okay? And this is going to be the non-crowns related. I'm trying to make it so it's not crowns related as much as I can. And this is going to be basically almost 4 Dragoons, just saying what that looks like, okay? So if this setup, you're going to be dropping a lot. You're going now to 8,700 health. So you're losing 700 health compared to other stats. But, you know, we can still make these stats pretty good. And also be adding that 6 resist. So this will also be 54 resist basically. So pretty good resist. 121 damage, 31 accuracy, 428 critical. Really good block. You still over 400 block in every school. 35 Pierce, so you have great Pierce on the setup. Yeah, appreciate you have 36 Pierce because again my pet's messed up. So great Pierce. You also have 99 Power Pip, 128 Shadow Rating, and 495. And how you'll be getting this, you'll be using the Shroud of Mouser's Ire, okay, which you can farm from Darkmoor. You use Dragoon's Armor, which you can basically, again, farm for that or craft it. Dragoon Boots, you'll be doing Executive Wand. You'll be using Dragoon Dagger, Dragoon Amulet, which now think about it, 1, 2. Now if we wanted to actually, we want to go even higher, we could switch this over to Uber, since we don't really need that extra spot. And this would have a change, basically we'll get some more block here, which is pretty good. But if you go back to here, our resist will actually be now 56. So we go up to resist, a little bit more health. So this will actually probably be a better option. And then you'll have again the Sigil, which you farm from Darkmoor again. You'll have your pet, which will be a double resist, Pierce, Pierce, Mighty, Dealer, Sniper pet. That's typically the best pet right now. And I still have the Rock Mount equipped, but I kind of say that you can go to like the Housing Tourist if you have a friend. You can farm the Sinbad Gauntlet, technically get this mount. But if not, there's not really a good farmable mount right now to give you stats. There is the Elephant, that's one that's in, I think it's Polaris, but that one gives you outgoing heal, so that's not really worth it either. So you can just take off free Power Pip, you know, if you wanted to be that picky about trying to avoid those kind of crown stuff, and that'd be 96 Power Pip, which is okay, but not preferable. Right? So yeah, that is going to do it for today's video, okay? Now definitely go in the comment section down below and tell me which of these free setups do you like, or how would you improve any setups, okay? I know some stats could be a little bit better, be some of the pet towns or some of the jewels I have, but this is kind of what I put together real quick based off of what I've noticed from the meta and watching different videos throughout the last couple of weeks. So that's going to do it for today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed and found this helpful. If you did, please really like my video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It guys helps you support me, and it helps me make more videos for you to enjoy, and also helps you stay informed when my next video drops. Now with that, if you've been around, you know it's time for me to say, I hope this week is blessed. Hope to see you again in the next video. And with that in mind, I'm out.